to the starting zone, coming to the cone, and we are underway in heat race number 1.
Down the front straightaway they go for the first time.
Number 1, he'll keep it on the bottom, looking to get there, but now Garrett Mott's going outside. We're going to go side by side down the backstretch.
Wheel to wheel all the way down the entire length of the back straightaway. Now Bedell's got the advantage off turn 4. He'll lead lap number 1. Mott slides into second, following in his tire tracks through 1 and 2.
Kyle Bedell leading us down the back chute. Garrett Mott sitting back in second. Douglas Heck third. Douglas Heck holding on to that third and final transfer position. Top 3 go to the show. Top 2 to the redraw.
Kyle Bedell still comfortably out front in that 7J car. Garrett Mott and Eck all on the bottom. In fact, all 6 cars are hooked to the bottom here, trying to find some speed.
Just under a month ago, Hunter, Kyle Bedell got his first career Stateline Speedway win in the super late models on July 27th, and he has found speed in that 7J. The Randolph, New York native pulling away and by a lot as they head into 3 and 4.
Really stretched out that lead over 43X of Garrett Mott. Douglas Heck sitting back in third, seeing if he can make something work over 43 of Garrett Mott.
Garrett Mott seems to slip just a little bit, but so did Douglas Heck coming out of turn number 2 as he'll try and reel him in for second as these cars have now started playing out. Turns 1 and 2 over the 3 and 4.
Kyle Bedell long gone. Hunter, you mentioned it. Douglas Eck riding in the 3rd position, trying to get to that top 3 to the show podium position. He had damage during hot laps. Looks like he has got that baby tuned back up. He heads off turn 4 trying to track down Garrett Mott.
So Kyle Bedell led us through the popsicle sticks. 2 laps remain for Kyle Bedell. Man, he has really stretched that lead out to about a straightaway over second place driver Garrett Mott. Rolling out a 4 all by himself. He just has to keep it straight as he takes us to the white.
Kyle Bedell picking up where he last off. Last time we were here at the Stateline Speedway, picking up the feature win. He'll go down the backstretch, leading by a big margin in 3-4.
A lot of daylight between him and Garrett Mott through 3 and 4 for the final time. It's going to be Kyle Bedell in the 7J who scores the victory in Heat 1 for the super late models. It's going to be Garrett Mott across the line in second, Douglas Eck in third. That's your top 3 as the checkered flag flies.
So your top 3 in this one going on to the show. Third is the 4-star Douglas Eck. Second, the 43X of Garrett Mott. And ladies and gentlemen, your heat race winner. He was a winner here a few weeks ago. He was your quick time qualifier in group number 1. That's the 7J of Kyle Bedell.
Max Blair side by side. They'll lead us to green as the green flag is out and they are on it. And we're going to see Blair go up top quick. He'll be up top, Mike Wright's at the bottom. He's going to push Blair up the track. Blair's going to go around. Max Blair goes around in 1 and 2 as Mike Knight pushed him up the racetrack, causing him to spin out.
Wow. Yeah, wow. Right out of my mouth. Just wow. Lap number 1, heat number 2. Big problems. It's hard to look away from all the fans in the stands. Definitely a crowd favorite, Max Blair. Big problems on lap 1 and to lead us back to green.
Yes, so it'll be Mike Knight and Mike Smith leading us to green now, coming out of 4. Let's try this again. Heat 2 is underway.
Mike Knight's going to lead him into turns 1 and 2. He's again going to push up the racetrack. This time there's no race car to the outside. He'll clear there. He'll have to lead heading down the backstretch.
And pushing and shoving his way through to the 4th spot is Max Blair. Split 2 cars to make it 3 wide off turn 2. He rides 4th, but Mike Knight leads lap 1.
Mike Knight leading us early on in this one. Mike Smith sitting back in second. Keep your eyes on that 111 of Max Blair. He's drifted up the track. Him and Kevin Smith duking it out for 4th at the moment.
Blair doing everything he can do to try and catch these top 3 to get into a qualifying spot. Qualifying spots not what Max Blair is looking for. He's trying to get to the redraw, but he's got a lot of work to do.
Battle for second starting to heat up now off turn number 2. Mike Smith has the position, but looking to his inside is Justin Carlson as they work through turns 3 and 4.
Yes, Smith outrunning Carlson for second right now. It has been all Mike Knight since the drop of the green. Max Blair still sitting back in 4th in that 111 machine, but it is all Mike Knight.
Max Blair starting to reel in the back of the 16 of Justin Carlson. But catching Carlson and passing could be 2 different things on this bottom dominant racetrack.
Carlson trying to track down the back bumper of Michael Smith. Blair trying to track down the back bumper of Justin Carlson all the while. This has allowed the 9K of Mike Knight to pull away, and Hunter, he is long gone with 3 to go.
Yeah, Mike Knight has put that Rocket XR1 into cruise control. He is sitting pretty right now. Like I said, he was your quick time overall quick time tonight. So far, off to a pretty good start. I'm not going to say anything to jinx him because the announcer jinx is a real thing. It's already happened to us once tonight. But right now, he's off to a good start as he leads us to the Popsicle 6.
Michael Smith comfortably in that redraw spot for 7 through 12. He's got no pressure out back from the 16th Carlson. And Max Blair unable to make up any kind of headway here on the 16th car. White flag is out.
Yeah, the white flag does indeed go in the air. Mike Knight with the race lead as the field has gotten pretty strung out throughout the top 5. They head through 1 and 2 and onto the back straightaway for the final time. It's all Mike Knight.
Mike Knight leads us into 3 and 4 for the final time all by himself. Running that middle to bottom group, checks up the track a little bit. Checkered flag waves, heat 1 goes to Hollywood. Mike Smith second, Justin Carlson rounds out the top 3. So, ladies and gentlemen, your top 3 in this one going to the show. Third is the 16 of Justin Carlson. Second, the 96 of Mike Smith. And ladies and gentlemen, he was your overall quick time holder back in qualifying, and he is your winner of heat race number 2 in the 9K. That is Hollywood, Mike Knight.
The control car off turn 4. Green flag goes in the air for the first time here in heat number 3. DeBrakeler, great launch. He'll lead the field into 1 and 2 for the first time.
Brandon DeBrakeler, your early leader, rolling out of 2. Bump Hedman sitting back in second. Wendell Pickney holding off Paul Schreckengoss. Greg Oakes finally has that 22 machine ready. Did not come out for qualifying. Let's see what he has here in heat race number 2. But coming out of 4 is all DeBrakeler.
Victory, Greg Oakes wadded that car up in the hot lap session. He went from 6, he's up to 4th now, and now he's going to work on the 1 car of Wendell Pickney.
Greg Oakes trying to find a way as we got trouble on the speedway. 1 car goes around in turn 2.
He's got as DeBrakeler leads us back to green.
DeBrakeler into turn 1. He'll take that bottom side. Oakes is now going to work to the inside. Now Hedman's going to go to the inside action, come out of turn number 2. He's going to lose that second spot and he'll head to 3 and 4.
Pickney drives into the number 2 spot off turn number 4. Down the front straightaway they go. So now we'll see if Pickney has anything for the back bumper. The right leader of DeBrakeler. They head through 1 and 2, that is, and onto the back straightaway.
Brandon DeBrakeler is all by himself right now. But that battle to watch between those, well, almost identical cars. A black, white, and blue 22 of Bump Hedman, and black, white, and blue 22 of Greg Oakes, and Greg Oakes to the high side, working on Bump Hedman for 3rd.
Oakes doing anything he can do to make that high side work. He's going to go door to door down the backstretch into turns 3 and 4. He's almost going to go up to that berm with that right rear. They'll stay side by side, come out of turn number 4.
The battle of the number 1s up front for 1st and 2nd. Battle of the 22s for 3rd and 4th as they head off of turn number 2 down the back straightaway, although a couple of bobbles by both as they spread out now through the top 4.
Yeah, Bump Hedman extends that lead over Oakes for 3rd for that 3rd and final transfer position. Looks like Oakes slipped up. Greg Oakes coming back though, working into 1 and 2.
Greg Oakes still working the back of the 22. Bump Hedman can't get no run on that high side. He'll come back down to the bottom, but everything is all up front. The top 2 cars are starting to pull away with 2 to go.
2 laps to go as they head back to turns 1 and 2. They flash down the front straightaway, and up front, DeBrakeler all by himself, pulling away as he heads into turns 3 and 4.
Brandon DeBrakeler going to lead us to the white flag. Final time around here in heat race number 3.
DeBrakeler, he'll head to turn number 1. He'll back it down, even slow it down a little bit, and he'll power off down the backstretch for the final time.
Trying to hit his marks, trying to coast on home to the checkered flag. Off turn number 4, it is going to be DeBrakeler starting on the pole, ending up in victory lane. He'll take the checkered flag. The 1 of Pickney comes across the line in 2nd, and the 22 of Bump Hedman comes across the line in 3rd. Oakes in 4th. That was a good battle all the way around the racetrack, but in the end, it was DeBrakeler who scores the victory.
So your
start cones, they'll head up onto the front straightaway. Green flag goes in the air. St. T, he has got the race lead. We've seen it all night. Smoke starting to billow out the back end, but he continues to hold a good line on the inside, but now he is losing the race lead off turn 2.
John Lee proving his nickname here in the early portions of heat race number 4. John Leadfoot Lee to the front. Ryan Scott getting way up there, maybe a little too high though. He rocketed it out of 4. He pulled the trigger and hit bullseye. Ryan Scott back up to 3rd.
Ryan Scott, one in the field that's making that firm work, and boy, is he getting a heck of a run out of the turns on the top stretch. He'll try and work to the outside of the 9 of Braden Santee. He gets a little too high that time. That's going to allow Frank to get to the inside. He'll get a great run off the corner.
What a battle for that 3rd and final transfer position. Going between Ryan Scott and the Hall of Famer Chuck Frank. Chuck Frank pulls the trigger and hits bullseye. Holding off Ryan Scott, working into 3 and 4. Ryan Scott has the upper hand though.
A great battle here for the 3rd position on the track. They head down the front straightaway. Ryan Scott continuing to use that high line momentum. That battle continuing to accordion off turn 2.
Chuck Frank that time, he pulls up in front of the 0 of Ryan Scott. Scott's going to have to get on the binders, and that will slow him down. But all the while, up front's going to be the 5 of John Lee and Santee, who are starting to pull away.
What a battle. Chuck Frank holding off Ryan Scott. Ryan Scott right there. Scott gets a little swirly coming out of 2. Chuck Frank going to take advantage of that, working down the back chute. Ryan Scott digging up on the high side, trying to make it work. Frank has the upper hand coming out of 4 though.
Frank will take over the number.
Put on an absolute show for everyone here in attendance. Rimming that high side. He'll go down the back stretch, and he's starting to lose the gap to the 1-star Chuck Frank.
Off of turn number 4, they head down the front straightaway, 2 laps to go. That ongoing battle has kind of settled out for 3rd, and meanwhile, kind of lost in the mix of that, John Lee all by his lonesome at the front of the field.
John Leadfoot Lee leading us out of 4 to the white flag. Final time around for John Lee. Braden Santee sitting back in 2nd. Chuck Frank now comfortably in 3rd.
Chuck Frank comfortably in 3rd is right. Ryan Scott's going to change direction this time. He's going to head to the inside. It's going to be too little too late as they head down the backstretch for the final time.
Off turn 4, checkered flag goes in the air. John Lee is going to score the victory. Coming across the line in 2nd is Santee, and that 3rd and all-important transfer spot, the 1-star of Chuck Frank.
Scott De La Hoya around in turn 2.
Dave Hess up top onto the front straightaway. The green flag flies for the first time in the 5th of 6 heats for the super late models as they head through 1 and 2. Side by side for the race lead, Jenko with the advantage.
Jason Jenko and Dave Hess Jr. door to door, wheel to wheel. Jenko barely with the upper hand through 3 and 4 over Dave Hess. Jenko going to slide up the track in front of Dave Hess. Left one goes to Jason Jenko.
If anyone can make that high side work, it's going to be the 44 of Dave Hess. He's going to try it again. He's going to try and get that around the back, and he'll get it. Jenko will get through as they head to 3 and 4.
Here they come through 3 and 4, continuing to drag race. They will go side by side. David Hess will tuck into the right elbow of Jenko as they head down the front straightaway and continue to work that high side, but Jenko clears him off turn 2.
Jenko clears him. Here comes Dave Hess, though. Dave Hess not going away without a fight. What a battle going on here in heat race number 5. Jason Jenko holding off arguably the best around here. It is barely still Jenko over Dave Hess. What a barn burner here in heat 5.
And Dave Hess absolutely hooked up in the middle there. He'll drive around the 29K of Jason Jenko, and he'll now dive from the bottom, middle of the bottom, and he'll take the lead out of turn number 4.
Dave Hess leads for the first time here at Stateline Speedway in Heat 5. He'll pull them back through 1 and 2, rides the middle groove. Jenko dials up the low line, but losing touch to the race leader down the back straightaway.
Dave Hess now pulling away. What a battle early on in this one, but Dave Hess now sitting all by himself in that 44 machine with Jenko sitting in 2nd. Tony Murado and Matt Tiff battling for that 3rd and final transfer position.
Matt Tiff starts up high. He's going to dive in that corner, try and get a run on Murado. He can't do so. He'll fall back in line. And now Tiff on the 3-4. He's going to try the high side.
2 laps to go as they head off turn number 4. The battle for the lead has kind of settled down. The battle to watch on the track is for that 3rd and final transfer spot. Murado's got it. Tiff wants it as they head down the back straightaway.
Dave Hess going to lead us out of 4 to the white flag. Final time around here in heat race number 5, and it is all Dave Hess Jr.
Up front, nothing to see. The battle is on for 3rd as Matt Tiff is working the back of Murado. They're going to 1 and 2 for the final time.
Here they come through 3 and 4. The race leader, Dave Hess, he'll take the checkered flag. It's going to be Jenko who comes across the line in 2nd. Final time for Tiff through 3 and 4. Tries to pull up to the back bumper of Murado. Can't do so. Murado's going to get the 3rd spot. Tiff across the line in 4th.
Wow. What a heat race there. The battle between Murado and Tiff, the battle between Jenko and Hess. And at the end of it, your top 3 going to the show in this one. Third is the 15 of Tony Murado. Second is 29J of Jason Jenko. And ladies and gentlemen, your heat race winner in the 44H. Give it up for the Wizard, Dave Hess.
4 approaching the green flag. The final heat here for the super late models tonight. For the 10,000 to win special, they're into 1 and 2 for the first time under the green flag, side by side for the race lead.
Andy Buzel and Daryl Bozzard going back and forth down the back chute. Daryl Bozzard has the upper hand barely over Andy Buzel. Andy Buzel fights back. Boom Briggs falling back early in this one. Lap 1 goes to Bozzard.
Bozzard's going to take that bottom. Buzel's going to back out of it. He's going to go to the bottom side as well. Up top is the 99B of Boom Briggs. He's going to do what he can do to get into that qualifying spot at third. He'll go to the outside of Dorman and up to turns 3 and 4.
Boom Briggs, the first one to climb the ladder here in Heat 6, and it is paying off. Launches to the outside as for they battle for third going into 1 and 2. Boom Briggs trying to battle for second now as they head down the back straightaway 3 wide.
Here comes the Bear Lake Bonsai. Boom Briggs working that high side on Andy Buzel and Bob Dorman. Andy Buzel and Boom Briggs pretty much teammates and move him into second. Boom Briggs into second.
Power move by Boom Briggs. We haven't seen the outside work too often, but make no doubt about it, the 99B of Boom Briggs has that top side working.
Boom Briggs continues to shove it in the attic in the corners, riding that cushion. We got trouble farther back. One car goes around in turn 3. That's going to bring out the yellow.
Doug Eck around in the middle of 3 and 4. And let's talk about Boom Briggs. No pun intended. Boom Briggs shot out of a rocket in that 99B machine. Daryl Bozzard is going to lead us coming out of 4. We are back underway.
Boom Briggs going to be on the loud pedal. Dorman's going to get the spot. Now Briggs will head to the outside. He'll put that right rear on the cushion. He'll fire off and get a run out of turn number 2.
Here comes Boom Briggs down the back straightaway, battling for second with Dorman. He continues to go way up high, about as high as you can go. He will settle into third as they head down the front straightaway.
Daryl Bozzard still holding on to it. This is Daryl Bozzard's type of racetrack. Daryl Bozzard cruising. Bob Dorman getting the better of Boom Briggs as we were working down the back chute. Man, I mean, I thought that caution was going to help Boom, and it's looking like right now that is not what he wanted to see as Bozzard leads us to the popsicle sticks.
Yeah, Dorman is now somewhat taking control of that second spot, and Briggs is going to have to hope he slips up right now that top and starting to go away for the 99B.
Good news for Boom Briggs. He continues to ride in third, which is the transfer spot. The final one on the track right now as the white flag goes in the air. Bozzard leads the field back to turns 1 and 2.
Daryl Bozzard leading us out of 2, working down the back chute for the final time. Bob Dorman holding off Boom Briggs. Does Boom have anything for him for that second and final redraw position, working into 3 and 4?
Out in turn number 4, picking up the heat race win, going to be the 22, Daryl Bozzard. Boom Briggs won't be able to make his move. Give Dorman second, Briggs third, South 4.
So your top 3 transfer positions in this one. Third will be the 99B of Boom Briggs. Second, the 19 of Bob Dorman. And ladies and gentlemen, your 6th and final heat race winner in the 22B, that is Daryl Bozzard. And that right there, fellas, wraps up heat race action here at Stateline. That'll be the 69 of Brian Johnson. And we're green flag racing.
Wyatt Scott's going to try and take the inside. He's going to move Watson up the racetrack. They'll make a little contact type down the backstretch.
Here comes Butch Southwell down on the bottom. Wyatt Scott leading us into 3 and 4. Scott protecting that bottom. Butch Southwell right there. Joel Watson starting to come back. Lap 1 goes to the next factor.
Scott with the race lead as he leads the field down the front straightaway. He'll pull them through turns 1 and 2 and on to the New York back straightaway. Scott has a 2-car length lead as they enter turn 3.
Davis, Wyatt Scott going to take the bottom here in 3 and 4. He'll bring it around. Trouble over here in 3 and 4 as the 37 Chris McDonald, he'll go around, and that will bring out the caution, the first caution here tonight at the Stateline Speedway.
It's positioned at the bottom of turn 4. Wyatt Scott, the control car, he'll lead the field back to green as they head down the front straightaway.
Joel Watson making a move down on the bottom. Wyatt Scott better coming out of 2. Wyatt Scott and Joel Watson drag racing down the back chute, working into 3 and 4.
David Scott going to take it inside. He's going to make a little contact with Watson. That's going to have Watson get into Wyatt. Wyatt's going to lead out of turn number 4.
Wyatt Scott with the race lead. Back to turns 1 and 2 they go, and Joel Watson is right there, knocking on the doorstep, but slips up a bit off turn 2. That allows Scott to pull away by 2 car lengths.
Wyatt Scott leading us into 3 and 4. Troy Johnson trying to make it work up on the high side. Wyatt Scott leads us to the halfway point.
Troy Johnson entering into turns 1 and 2. He's going to go to that high side on the outside of Beekman. He'll try and make it work. He'll put the right rear on the berm. He can't get the run off from straightaway. He'll have great corner entry, and he'll fail on corner exit.
Wyatt Scott trying to tiptoe away with the race lead. The battle for second starting to heat up. David Scott knocking on the doorstep of Joel Watson's back bumper as they sling the machines off turn 2.
It has been all Wyatt Scott so far. Troy Johnson really struggling here in heat race number 1. Popsicle sticks in the air for Wyatt Scott. He leads us with Joel Watson and David Scott behind him.
David Scott going to keep trying to peek even further to the inside. Watson has the bottom covered. He'll try and run down Wyatt Scott, but again loses corner exit speed.
Wyatt Scott with the race lead off turn number 4. The white flag goes in the air. Final time here in heat 1 for the UMP Modifieds. Wyatt Scott leads the field back to turn 1 for the final time.
Wyatt Scott leading us through 1 and 2 for the final time. He pulls away from Joel Watson down the back chute, working into turns 3 and 4. Jeremy Perry, take us home.
Wyatt Scott's going to take the bottom. He'll come off in turn number 4. He'll see the checkered flag and pick up the heat race win. Second's going to be Watson. Third's going to go to David Scott.
4th, Andrew Beeman, Troy Johnson.
3 and 4 on to the front straightaway. Contact is made as the green flag goes in the air. More contact farther back. Big damage here as they head down the front straightaway, and they're stacking them up. The yellow flag stays in the hand right now. Now it comes out, so caution on the speedway. But right off the get-go, a lot of trouble here on the front straightaway. On the inside, he's the control car. He'll fire first off turn 4. Green flag goes in the air. We'll try it again. Great launch on the outside, though, as Kaczynski leads them into turns 1 and 2 on that high line off turn 2.
Tommy Kaczynski with a run. Here comes the jet. Zach Johnson's making it work. He has come back. He went to the tail. He's making it work. Oh, he gets way up there. Maybe I spoke too soon. The announcer jinx. Tommy Kaczynski leads us.
And now contact here between Johnson and the 16 car of Longwell. And that will help Shekin Goss. He'll go to the second place spot. But up top in that 105 is going to be Zach Johnson, rim riding around here at Stateline Speedway, trying to get himself into the top 2.
Great battles all the way around the racetrack. We saw 3 wide a lap ago. Now the top 3 kind of sort it all out. They stay single file. Kaczynski leading the way off turn 2 and down the back straightaway.
Kaczynski leading us here in heat race number 2. Keep your eye on that 29X and Kyle Schreckengoss. Kyle Schreckengoss holding on to a redraw position right now. That is a great thing to see. Zach Johnson sitting back in 3rd. He has still got a little bit of work to do if he wants to put that 105 into the redraw.
Shekin Goss down the backstretch, trying to reel in our leader of Tommy Kaczynski. Like Hunter said, in the redraw spot right now comfortably, but out back we got a battle for 3rd.
Side by side for 3rd down the front straightaway. The 105 of Johnson has it. He'll jump to the middle groove, but he is side by side off turn number 2 with the Pontier as they head down the back straightaway.
Pontier challenging Zach Johnson there. Door-to-door, Hoosier through 3 and 4. Oh, and the Pontier gets way over the berm. He hits the cone. Zach Johnson going to take advantage of that. Some front damage to the 16 machine, and Zach Johnson took all the advantage of that. He's now going to run away with 3rd.
Jimmy Diablo now, he's going to go to the outside of the 16 of Longwell, and he'll take over that 4th spot, and now he'll look to the inside of Zach Johnson. Nothing to see up front as the top 2 start to pull away.
The only thing to see up front is that race lead starting to shrink a bit. Schreckengoss starting to close the gap. What was about a 4, maybe 5 car length disadvantage has quickly turned into 3 as the white flag flies.
Tommy Kaczynski leads us into 1 and 2 for the final time. Kyle Schreckengoss sitting back in 2nd at 29X. Jimmy Diablo working on the 105 of Zach Johnson for 3rd. Kaczynski leads us down the back chute into 3 and 4 for the final time.
Kaczynski into 3 and 4 on the bottom. He hits his marks, pushes up just a little bit, but sees the checkered flag and picks up heat race win number 2. Shekin Goss in 2nd, Johnson in 3rd, Diablo in 4th, and coming in 5th is going to be the 16 of Colton Longwell.
So your top 5 of this one will be the 16 of Colton Longwell, 4th the 40 of Jimmy Diablo, 3rd the 105 of Zach Johnson.
Straight away, green flag goes in the air.
Ryan Rolling will get us through 1 and 2. Rolling going to pull away early. Here comes Kaczynski in the 16. Kaczynski going to pull away from the Pontier. Dennis Slunger making it work. Dennis Slunger started 6th. Right now is battling for 3rd. Coming out of 4th, 5 point goes to Ryan Rolling.
Roman, your leader up front, Dennis Lunger now going to work on the back of the 16 of Matt Kaczynski. He'll dive to the inside. He'll have the preferred line. Kaczynski's going to slip, give it second to Lunger down the backstretch.
The man on the charge right now is the 71L of Dennis Lunger. Started this one in 6th, and he has worked himself comfortably into the number 2 spot. Off turn 4, down the front straightaway. He sets his sights on the back bumper, trying to track down the race leader.
Brian Roman leading us. Dennis Lunger with a great run, and he has got his work cut out for him to catch Brian Roman. Even if you hear the starting zone, Brian Roman leads us back to green.
Dennis Lunger going to go to the outside, see if he can make anything stick. Roman's going to push up just a little bit. That's going to get in front of him and hold him off.
Roman takes off with the race lead, side by side momentarily for second, but now Lunger slides by into the number 2 spot. He's going to challenge for the race lead off turn 4.
Oh man, we have got a barn burner here at Stateline. Brian Roman leading us through 1 and 2. Dennis Lunger down on the bottom, trying to stick his nose underneath him. Here comes Dennis Lunger. Drag racing down the back chute. Brian Roman has the upper hand, working into 3 and 4.
Dennis Lunger is there. He's all over the back bumper. Roman keeps shifting high. Trouble in turn 4. 2 cars around. That's going to be the 16 of Matt Kaczynski.
The 17W of Jay Irwin. Back to the green flag, off turn 4, onto the front straightaway. There it is, green flag goes back in the air. Roman launches out with the race lead, side by side for second as they head back through turns 1 and 2.
Dennis Lunger is going to have that preferred line. He's going to slide up just a little bit. He'll be able to get in front of that 22 car. Now he'll set his sights on the 49 of Ruhlman.
Off turn 4, Ruhlman with the race lead. Lunger now has a lot of work to do yet again. We'll see if he's got enough muscle underneath the hood to power back up to the back bumper. They head through turns 1 and 2, now onto the back straightaway. Ruhlman still holding about a 3-car length advantage.
Roman leading us in the 3 and 4. Aaron Ryan Wall putting that 7-2 in the 3rd. Popsicle 6 in the air. 2 laps remain for Brian Roman. Can he hold on for 2 more laps?
Brian Roman takes that bottom like he always has here, and then he drifts up ever so slightly. That time he had the car more hooked up on the bottom, and he's able to get a better run off down the backstretch. But Dennis Lunger, that 71 car, not going away.
Lunger closing the gap as the white flag goes in the air. Final time here in UMP Modified Heat number 3. Does Dennis Lunger have enough time as they work through 1 and 2 for the final time?
Working down the back chute into 3 and 4 for the final time. Brian Roman going to keep that car down on the bottom, drifts up a little bit. Lunger's got to run too little too late. Coming out of 4, Brian Roman takes heat race number 3. Dennis Lunger 2nd, Eric Reinbold 3rd. Cameron Estes 4th, and Christopher DePontier rounds out the top 5. So your top 5 here in UMP Modified Heat Race number.
Jay Ramsey on the inside on the 14R. Kurt Bradley up top in the 385. Green flag goes in the air. The 2 race leaders head side by side, but it's Ramsey who leads the field into 1 and 2.
CJ Ramsey going to lead us out of 2. Jason Brayman's got a good run down low in that 16 sheet. He would fly by Bradley down the back chute, working into 3 and 4.
Brayman's going to be on the inside. He's going to drift up. Up front's going to be CJ Ramsey. Runs so well here. Week in, week out. He has the point in turns 1 and 2.
CJ Ramsey pulled the old see you later card out the back pocket, and he is long gone. Trouble off turn 2. We got 1 car that goes around, and that is the caution that CJ Ramsey did not want to see. Green flag goes back in the air. CJ Ramsey darts out with the race lead, but they head into 1 and 2. Brightman trying to track him down as they work off turn 2.
They got squirrely behind Ramsey off the restart. Here starting to get gathered back together now. CJ Ramsey pulling away once again off the restart. Working into 3 and 4 to CJ Ramsey with Jason Brightman about 2 car lengths behind him.
Gary Fisher running the 3 spot. He's going to try and run down the 16 of Brightman to see if he can get himself into that all-important redraw. But realistically, the top 2 cars are starting to slowly pull away from this field.
Much the same as restart number 1. CJ Ramsey says adios, long gone off turn number 4. He has opened up his advantage to about 6 car lengths. They head back through 1 and 2.
CJ Ramsey really holding his own here with the UMP Modifieds. His first season of competition with the UMP Modifieds. He was a Rush Pro Mod regular the last 3 seasons going into this year. So CJ Ramsey looking to pick up a UMP Modified Heat Race, and he leads us to the halfway point.
Out back with 385 of Kurt Bradley. He was behind the 98 of Gary Fisher, wobbled in 1 and 2, lost wholesale position. Now he's trying to reel him back in as they go down the back straightaway. He's about 2 to 3 car lengths back with Gary Fisher.
Here they come off turn number 4. 3 laps to go for CJ Ramsey. Does Brightman have anything for him? And if so, does he have enough time? Laps continue to click down as Ramsey continues to pull away.
yellow flag is out. I spoke a little too early there.
Redraw spot. Green flag is out. Fisher's going to go to the outside of Brightman into turn number 1. Brightman will have the preferred line. Fisher up top. He'll eventually get away and give it to Brightman out of turn number 2.
Here they come into turns 3 and 4. CJ Ramsey has the race lead yet again. 2 laps to go as the signal's being shown. This time by Ramsey continuing to pull away and show his strength. He leads the field back through 1 and 2 and onto the back straightaway.
CJ Ramsey picking him up and putting him down. No issues in this heat race at all in the first 7 laps. He'll take a big lead out of turn number 2, headed down into 3 and 4.
Ramsey all by himself at the front of the field as the lights shine for the first time here at Stateline Speedway tonight, and CJ Ramsey is going to see the checkered flag as he comes across the line in first. Brightman in second. He rounds out the top 2, but CJ Ramsey, a dominating performance in Heat 4. Jaquay.
6 cars will make the show here tonight. The rest will be sent packing.
Jaquay on the inside, Max Blair up top, green flag goes in the air for the super late model B main as they head into 1 and 2 for the first time. Blair's got the advantage on the outside.
Blair leads us at a 2 over Jaquay, working down the back chute. Max Blair running that middle to high groove, gonna check down the track through 3 and 4, coming out of 4. Lap 1 goes to Max Blair.
Trouble, Greg Oaks goes around in 3 and 4. That's gonna cause a mess. And I'm not sure who else got involved in that as he got on the binders, but Greg Oaks was in a transfer spot and looped it.
But rolling back into the starting zone, Max Blair going to lead us, and we are back underway.
Max Blair powers down into turns 1 and 2. He's going to use that middle to high groove. He's going to dive it on to turn number 2, and he'll pull away to 4, 5, 6 car lengths down the backstretch.
Here they come into turns 3 and 4. Ryan Scott riding the high line. He'll use that momentum side by side with Jaquay for second. Off turn 4, Ryan Scott to the number 2 spot.
What a battle going on for second right now between Ryan Scott. Ryan Scott holding off Logan Jaquay now. Logan Jaquay holding off his fellow Briggs Transport teammate Andy Buzel.
Matt Tiff going to work to the outside of the Andy Buzel machine. He's not going to get any kind of run out of turns 3 and 4. He'll fall back in line. Now he's going to take a look to the inside again. Can't get that corner exit speed.
Max Blair, he has pulled away and left the field behind him. Ryan Scott rides in second. Jaquay in third. That's your top 3 as they head down the front straightaway. Buzel and Tiff, that's your top 5 back through 1 and 2.
Max Blair is all by himself at the moment. Ryan Scott holding off Logan Jaquay. Logan Jaquay holding off Andy Buzel. Buzel holding off Tiff. And Eck holding on to that final transfer position as Max Blair leads us to the halfway.
Yeah, Eck here running in that 6th spot. You can see the damage on the right quarter panel that he suffered back in his hot lap session. He is currently running in that 6th spot, trying to take that final transfer spot here in the B main.
That's the battle to keep an eye on as, now Eck gets a little bottlenecked in the middle of 3 and 4, and that draws the attention of Spielman. Pulls right into the back bumper of Eck as they head through 1 and 2. Again, that is for the final transfer spot down the back straightaway.
Ryan Scott with a comfortable lead over Logan Jaquay. Right now, Spielman working on Doug Eck for that 6th and final transfer position. The Canadian, does he have something for Doug Eck as Max Blair leads us to the Popsicle Sticks? 2 laps remain in the B-main.
The Canadian, you're right. Dr. Durr, Ed Carley in the pits here tonight trying to help out the Spielman 22 machine. He's going to try and work to the outside of Eck with 2 laps to go.
All by himself, though, at the front of the field is the Centerville, Pennsylvania native of Max Blair in the 1-1-1. He'll lead the field into 1 and 2 as the white flag has been displayed. Blair off turn 2 for the final time.
Max Blair leads us down the back chute, puts that 111 in cruise control. Rolling into 3 and 4 for the final time. Checkered flag in the air. Max Blair takes the super late model B main. Ryan Scott will cross the line second. Oh, Logan Jaquay gets swirly. Andy Buzel, can he take advantage of that? Nope, Logan Jaquay still third. Andy Buzel, oh, who's going to be at the line? It is too close to call.
I think it was Eck. It looked like Eck, but it could be too close to call as the Canadian Spielman put a move on a turn number 4. They went side by side for that final transfer spot. And once we get told on who it is, I believe it looked like Eck, but we will wait for the computer system.
Yeah, it looked like Doug Eck, but let's wait till we get word from track officials. And Doug Eck gets that 6th and final transfer position.
And wow.
Donald DePontier coming to the starting zone, and we are underway in the UMP Modified B-Main.
McDonald will lead lap number 1 as he will pull the field down the front straightaway. Back into turns 1 and 2 they go. DePontier slides into the number 2 spot. Oh, McDonald has a problem at the front of the field. Well off the pace. Trouble for the race leader off turn 2. DePontier by and through to the race lead.
Wow, your leader, Chris McDonald, off the pace on the front straightaway. He is going to pull it into the infield. We are still green flag racing as the top 4 go to the show. So that is going to end his night.
And the one that took the worst of the incident with the race leader of McDonald was the 17W of Jay Irwin. And oh, now he goes around. Trouble in turn 4. Jay Irwin loops it around all by himself. Just getting ready to say he had a lot of work to do to overcome after that incident off turn 2, getting all bowed up behind the race leader at the time of McDonald.
Starting zone, we are back underway.
Ponce will head into turn number 1 and 2. He'll take that middle group. He'll get a good run out of turn number 2. And he'll have a 2 to 3 car length lead as they head into turn number 3.
Battle to watch on the track is Byron Johnson in the 69. He's got that 4th and final transfer spot, but Irwin wants it. Off turn 4, all over the back bumper, a car length of separation for the number 4 spot.
Pontier leading us. What a battle going on between Johnson and Irwin for that 4th and final transfer position. Brad Johnson holding him off, but here comes Jay Irwin.
Jay Irwin looking to the inside. He got the trouble in turns 3 and 4. A tire comes off the car, and the tire's going to try and reattach itself. You don't see that too often where a tire leaves and then comes back on, and that's what almost happened over in turn 3 and 4 as the 2 cars have hooked up.